So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what I believe to be the 5 best long-term sports card investments to make. Now, before we get into that, I did want to say this is the last chance to enter into this week's giveaway, which is a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Prism Silver in a PSA 9 over a $100 card. If you guys would like to enter, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram at itskanalahuja. Comment the word done, and we will be announcing the giveaway winner on my Instagram at itskanalahuja. So follow those 3 easy steps, and you will have a chance to enter in to win a $100 card. So once again, all you have to do is subscribe, like the video, follow me on Instagram, and comment the word done. Now, without further ado, we're going to hop right into this video. So the first player that I have on my list is going to be none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's going to be one very strong trend line in this video that you guys are going to see a little bit later on, but all of it's going to make a lot of sense. So the first reason for me recommending Giannis for the long term is going to be Giannis's very low population on most of his important rookie cards. So if you want to look at a lot of his most important rookie cards, for example, his Prism Silver, these are incredibly rare cards. They're usually under 100 of every grade, sometimes under 40 for the PSA 10s of, for example, his Silver Select in a PSA 10. A lot of his key Prism rookie cards, for example, his Silver, his Green, these are all super short printed. So in recent years, we're seeing a lot of, for example, Luka's rookie year, his Prism Silver, maybe, a pop 4 or 5,000, whereas Giannis's is around a pop 40. So overall, Giannis's cards are a lot more rare than Luka's cards and other, younger prospects. And secondly, I truly believe that when LeBron and Curry retire, and that kind of era fades away, we're going to see Giannis become one of the main faces of the NBA moving forward. I believe a lot of money is going to be entering Giannis's market in the coming years as he continues to chase championships. Of course, they've got Lillard there now, so that could help a lot as well. But a lot of his very rare rookie cards, for example, I know this is a die cut, so I personally would not recommend this card. But just for an example, you see a rookie out of 199 Prism of Giannis right now. They're currently only a couple thousand. I think, overall, his market's got a lot of appreciation to be had. His Blue Prism PSA 10's only a pop 21, which if you compare, to recent productions, you're going to see hardly any Giannis, key rookie cards going forward because people are going to stack them for the long term as he continues to, win championships and collect more accolades. And I just believe we're going to see supply dry up a lot as we move forward, and we're going to see demand, even if demand stays the same, I think we're going to see his prices go up in the long term. So he's definitely one of my favorite long-term investments. Now, next up, we're going to go with none other than LeBron James. Now, of course, this may be on the surface level, a very, very obvious, I guess, long-term pick. But there are a couple reasons why I truly believe that going after LeBron is a great bet, and the guys who I'm going to talk about for the rest of this video. So what I'm personally trying to look for right now is guys who I feel have high upside and less risk. So what I mean by that is that, their prices are not going to fall too much. LeBron's already, a top 3 player of all top 2, top 1, whatever you want to say, but one of the all-time greats. And at the end of the day, he still has upside. I know the Lakers may not be favorites to win, but they still have upside. So you see a lot of upside in the current situation. If he wins another ring, if he makes another finals, you could see his prices bounce up a lot. But if he doesn't, you're still secure for the long term. So that is why I really love LeBron's cards. I just think overall, him being an all-time great, you can get some of his, for example, numbered rookie cards for a couple grand, which I think in the long term, that's really going to play out. There's going to be a lot more than, 1,000 people who are going to want a top's finest, and let alone in a high grade. It's very tough to grade these. So there's just a lot of good opportunity in LeBron's card market. So that is why I'm personally a big investor in LeBron's cards. Now, next up, we're going to go with none other than Steph Curry. Of course, Steph Curry, his cards are also an incredibly low pop. So if you look at his Topps Chromes, they're out of $9.99, and they're pop 30, pop 40 for most of the grades. So just an overall very low pop, high demanded player. And I think over the long term, that's really going to pan out. What I'm looking for is guys who supply is not going to be, up high. The supply is going to be pretty low, and there's a lot of demand, and basic economics is going to say that's going to play out in the long term. So Steph's one of those guys. I think him revolutionizing the game, being the greatest shooter of all time, having 4 championships, potentially more, in the future, and, first ever unanimous MVP. There's so many accolades to his name. He's such a fan favorite. So there's no doubt there's going to be a lot of attention and demand around him in the long term. And then if you pile that with the fact that he has an incredibly low population for his main rookie cards, I think we're going to see his prices really appreciate a lot. You see other all-time greats with low populations, for example, Will Chamberlain. You see their card prices, and guys like Steph, guys like LeBron start to look really cheap. So that's what the vision I have for Steph's cards. Now, next up, we're going to switch sports for this next pick. We're going to go with none other than Tom Brady. Of course, the greatest football player of all time. Now, his cards as well, especially his refractors and his higher end cards, are going to be very low pop as well. And of course, with Tom Brady, we're seeing a lot of people start to, of course, now a lot of people buying into his cards. When he was in his playing years, there were a lot of flippers buying his cards. And so there was always a lot of supply on the market. However, a very significant percentage of people who are currently buying Tom Brady rookie cards, of course, they're not flippers, because flippers are not going to buy a retired player. So a lot of the people buying into Tom Brady's market right now are going to be people that are holding for the long term. And as more and more people buy and hold for the long term, you start to see supply dry up in the long term. And of course, Tom Brady is, an all-time great, cemented his legacy, best quarterback of all time, best football player of all time, in my opinion. And so I just think overall, we're going to start to see supply dry up. They're going to be, most people who are buying right now, I assume, are going to be long-term investors. And so you're going to really start to see a lot of these come off the market. And when more come off the market, supply is going to dry up. Even if demand stays the same, we're going to see his prices rise and rise and rise in the long term. So that is why I personally believe Brady is a great investment. Now, without further ado, we're going to hop right into our next pick, and that is going to be none other than Dwyane Wade. I know his name hasn't been the most relevant recently, and a lot of people might be like, why Dwyane Wade out of all players? I believe that LeBron's going to be, of course, known as the greatest of our generation. And of course, Dwyane Wade, his name is always going to be tied with LeBron in the sports card market. 2003 Topps Chrome is going to be one of the most iconic sets for years and years and years to come. And of course, Dwyane Wade, he is the second greatest card in the set, of course, the second greatest player in the set, an underrated Hall of Famer, one thing I really love about Dwyane's cards is his collectability in the Miami fan base. So I believe his cards have not bottomed out like most because of all of the collectors buying, all of the Miami Heat fans that have been buying Dwyane Wade's cards and keeping them up where they should be. And I believe over the long term, his cards are going to continue to rise. He's always going to be relevant due to the fact that he is, very closely related to LeBron in the NBA world. He won championships with LeBron, same rookie year, of course. The set, as I said, is going to be a very iconic set. It's going to continue to be a very iconic set. So I just like Dwyane Wade overall at his current price point. I think LeBron's always going to drive attention to him. He's always going to be semi-relevant in the space. And so I truly believe it's going to pan out as well. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you enjoyed, go ahead and subscribe. Once again, if you would like to enter into the giveaway, last opportunity, subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram at itskanalahuja, comment the word done. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.